And right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live for the 2022 Ballon d'Or. I hope you guys are doing well. Obviously, today it is just a live reaction to the ceremony. I mean, I was thinking about reacting to the whole red carpet thing. But let's be honest, we don't care about those 2 hours of people just walking in. I think the first 20 or the first 10 of the top 20 have been announced. I think we will talk about that. So we'll see how that goes. Let's go, Finn. Thank you very, very much. First comments of the video. I really do appreciate that. So thank you so much. Honest Madridster. Obviously, we've got Football Loco TV, who is always supporting my channel. So always do appreciate that as well. Thank you for always being on the videos. When is the ceremony? Well, I guess now, technically, the ceremony begins. So, yeah, I think the actual awarding and like the top 10 will only happen in the next 10 minutes. But as I said today, at least in the meantime, we're going to talk about the top 10 placements or the top 20 placements, at least until the top 10 starts. And I want you guys to put down in the comment section down below, who do you think's winning the Ballon d'Or? I mean, to me, pretty obvious one that Karim should win it. Karim the Dream Benzema should win the Ballon d'Or. It would be a crime if anything else happened. But yeah, I just want to hear from you guys who you think will end up winning it. We've got Ilias commenting, "Hey bro, how are you doing? Thank you very much for asking. I am doing fantastic." Once again, kind of Monday. It's a weird day for a Ballon d'Or, in my opinion, at least. But you know what? It is what it is. But they are currently announcing on TV. I see you guys think Benzema will win it. But yeah, I see they're currently announcing the top 25 of the Ballon d'Or, Rudiger being in 25th place. I think I tend to agree with it. Obviously, Darwin Núñez also 25th, which, yes, he was great for Benfica last season. But if you think about it, was he anywhere on Rudiger's level? I don't think so. Kevin De Bruyne should win it easily. That's a controversial one, I think. I think, Karim Benzema 9. Sorry, I just saw KB and I thought Kevin De Bruyne. I was like, okay, that's a bit of a shout. Yeah, Karim Benzema. Once again, a very obvious shout. Bro, you remember me when I said, let me just click on that. All my stuff's going everywhere. Bro, you remember me? I said your Ghana video that I'll always comment and like your videos. Well, you know what? You've kept it up to date. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, once again, looking at 25th place, we've also got Christopher Nkunku, which, once again, I tend to agree. Mike Maignan, obviously the Serie A goalkeeper of the season last season for AC Milan. It's really fantastic. Thank you, Erin, for sending the heart. I really do appreciate it. Love you lots. And yeah, I mean, looking at the 25 so far, as I said, I just couldn't be bothered to react to the whole 25. It just takes way too long. Let's be honest, you only care about the winner, maybe the top 10, to be honest. Keep going, bro. You are underrated. Thank you so much. You are underrated. I do appreciate that. Yeah, also in 25th place, Joshua Kimmich. I mean, a lot of these players I feel like are getting in here on just reputation. I mean, if you think about it, Kimmich had a good season, Rudiger had a good season, and you think of Darwin Núñez. Did Darwin Núñez really have as good a season as... I would argue Rudiger was the best centre-back in world football last season. I can't say that he was on the same level as Darwin Núñez. I think that's a bit insulting to Rudiger. Also, 25th place, João Cancelo. A bit of a shout there. I mean, whether I would have put him lower, whether I would have put him higher, I have no idea. Where can we watch from? Well, I don't know. Depends what country you're from. I mean, we've just got on a channel in South Africa. It's just one of our normal channels, so I don't know where you're watching from. It depends. On the way now, okay, I will be joined by Jersey Boy. I will be joined by Henry, so he shall be joining soon in 15 to 20 minutes. As I said, dude, really don't stress whether you join now, whether you join in 20 minutes. I mean, I'm just here to chill, to be honest. I mean, I was going to end up watching the Ballon d'Or anyway, so if people want to join me, I do appreciate it. João Cancelo doesn't deserve to be 23rd. Once again, I think there's a lot of positions. Phil Foden in 22nd. I think that's also quite a big shout. Once again, it's kind of a tricky one. There's always going to be players in the top 20, 25 that no one really cares about. A lot of weird names are missing out. I do want to hear from you guys down below. Who do you think is the biggest name missing from the Ballon d'Or? I think a lot of people might say Lionel Messi. Maybe he should have just broken into 30. I don't know. It's obviously a subjective thing. Trent Alexander-Arnold in 22nd place. Once again, hasn't had a great season this time around, but we can't forget that this is based off the 21-22 season. Brilliant player. Not surprised he's in here. I think a player that does deserve a shout, though, has to be Alexander Mitrovic. I know that's a weird shout. Yes, I know he was in the championship last season. But if you think about what he did in the championship, if you think about what he did for Serbia, I don't know. I think the championship deserves more credit. Looking at 21st place, we've got good old Harry Kane. Had a slow start to last season, but definitely ended up picking up. I think it's a good example why not to underestimate Mo Salah this season. He's had a slow start, but at this stage of the season, he already has more than Harry Kane did last season, and Harry Kane ended in the top 4. Cristiano Ronaldo, CR7, 20th place, his lowest placement in the Ballon d'Or in 17 years. Let that sink in. I mean, I'm a Man United fan. I always have some sort of Man United bias. But Ronaldo, whether he was higher than the 20th place in the world for players last season, there probably were players better than him, as much as I hate to admit it. Vlahovic, 17th place, definitely a player that does deserve a lot of credit. As I said, kind of the national teammates to Mitrovic, who also deserves credit. Is Valverde in the top 30? I'm actually not too sure about that. I'm not sure that I saw him in the 20 to 11 list. And I mean, if he's not there, I don't think he'll be lower down. Saying that, I think Valverde this season specifically is getting a lot of credit. And I think for last season, he would have been very, very underrated. We've got Jordan. Jordan, how are you doing, dude? I'm busy editing our prediction video for the Premier League Match Week 12. I'm busy editing your section. I'll continue with that tomorrow. Guys, don't forget to check out Jordan's channel. He does some amazing content, especially Premier League content. If you like what I do, you'll like what he does. We've got a collaboration that is coming out tomorrow. Good to see you, Jordan. I hope you are doing well. Only problem with me recording is all the animals seem to want to get in. I have to obviously close the door not to get disruption. I can always hear an animal here or there wanting to sneak in. Looking further into 17th place, we've also got Casemiro, who brilliant season last season, won his 5th Champions League with Real Madrid. You get 16th place, seems to be Virgil van Dijk. Once again, a lot of these players are quite high up on the list. I mean, Virgil van Dijk, brilliant player, but realistically, does he deserve to be higher up than Antonio Rudiger? Not in my opinion. I think Rudiger had a brilliant season. So whether he deserves to be 9 places lower than Van Dijk, not sure about that. And I mean, from a United point of view, that's not biased. We've also got Leal from AC Milan. He had a brilliant breakthrough season last time around, coming in 14th place. Only 23 years old. He is a player with so much potential. And he would be happy with this one. I think first time getting into the Ballon d'Or top 30 to beat, obviously, what would be his idol, Cristiano Ronaldo. It obviously is huge for him. Brilliant season for AC Milan. Obviously won the league last season. Just a player who's underrated. 14th place, Fabinho, which, yes, I saw this one slightly earlier. I don't know about you. I think 14th place is a bit odd. But saying that, I guess the one redeeming thing or the reason why he's so highly rated is the fact that, nice to have you live. And, thank you very much. I do appreciate that. Sorry, I got sidetracked. I see all the nice comments. Thank you so much, guys. But yeah, Sebastian Haller, 13th place. That's a really interesting one. I guess kind of what's happened to him in world football in terms of his treatment and that he's gotten a lot of support through that. But saying that he did really well in the Champions League. I think the fastest player ever to reach like 12 goals in the Champions League, something like that. How was Fabinho 14th? Now, yes, I do understand that it does sound crazy at first sight. But when Salah, when Mane, when all of those players went to the African Cup of Nations, he was the player who kept Liverpool in the title race. Although a weird one, I kind of understand it. We've then got Ria De Morris in 12th place. Lots of people saying maybe should have been top 10. Once again, absolutely phenomenal player. Doesn't get the recognition he deserves. Once again, you can kind of just see by the highlights. In terms of scoring for Man City, he was their lethal player last season. When no one was showing up, he was there. Now, moving on, we've got the first ever Asian player to win the Golden Boot in the Premier League with Heung-min Son 11th place. Now, I feel like Heung-min Son was done almost so dirty not breaking into the top 10. I mean, the recognition this man gets, the football world loves him. He's like an N'Golo Kante. He just doesn't quite get the recognition he deserves. It'll be interesting to see how he does with Korea at the World Cup. I hope Korea does well. Once again, very difficult group for them at the World Cup with Ghana, with Uruguay, with Portugal. We'll have to see. Son should definitely be in the top 10. You know what? I tend to agree. Even if he's 10th place, it's at least bare minimum. Um, the standings are very badly arranged. Yeah, once again, I mean, I guess it's based off of votes, so don't know what else you can expect, but I agree there are one or two off ones, at least until this point. I'm hoping the top 10 does look a bit more solid. I'm hoping that it does look like a really, really good top 10. But as you can see, the Eiffel Tower in the background, as we know, Ballon d'Or always in France, and the Ballon d'Or trophy arriving on an F1 car. I think it's less of a mess than last year. I remember how long it was. I think it was a Mercedes or some sort of car brought the Ballon d'Or, and it just took forever. I think the car had to take a bunch of detours. It wasn't working out. It's like all the Manchester United managers over the last 3 years trying to find a reason to play Harry Maguire. You can take all the side roads you want. At the end of the day, it's just not working. Find a new solution. But I hope you guys are looking forward to this. As I said, just kind of leave your predictions down below in terms of who will be the top three, even, because I think the winner's an easy one. Messi is not there. I'm just waiting for your comment to load. Messi is not there. It's not because of his bad season in France football. Don't want to look bad. I guess so, but I don't know. I think Lionel Messi actually had a good season. I know Lionel Messi standards, it was not a fantastic season for him. I mean, he didn't even get 10 league goals, but 20 goal contributions in the league. It's not a bad record to have. It's not the best for Lionel Messi, but at his age, once again, I mean, you still have to respect it. He even almost broke the assist record in a single season for PSG. It's just because he set such a high bar. But I understand. I still wouldn't say he deserves to be in the top 30. Good season, not awful, not brilliant, but I wouldn't quite say 30. Nice predictions, Jordan. I think I tend to agree with you on that. Very interesting one. If it loads in here, I don't know if it's loading for you guys properly. 3 Salah, 2 Mane, and 1 Benzema. I'm assuming because it says 3 on both of them. But I know what you mean, Jordan. I don't disagree too much with that. I think Sadio Mane deserves a lot of credit for winning the African Cup of Nations. Salah, I mean, with Liverpool along with Mane, reached so many finals. Absolutely brilliant players out there. I see you've fixed it. You've got yourself a number 1 Benzema. As you can see, Bukayo Saka on TV, as we know, absolute golden boy, deserves so much credit. Definitely could be up there for an award tonight. He does wonders, but he is a normal player as well. He should have considered that. Once again, I mean, there are just so many big names in football. Oh, Zinedine Zidane. Okay, once again, really interesting one. Has Lewandowski been placed? No, he has not. I mean, he realistically should be top 10, if not maybe top 5. I don't think he'll place in top 3. If so, he might get 3rd place. Brilliant season, but I wouldn't say winner. Okay, we've also got a comment here, another one for Benzema from Razvan. We've got, I think Benzema is clear, not a very close competition this year. Once again, it would be criminal if anything else ended up happening, to be honest. Okay, we've got Brazilian Ronaldo, we've got Figo, once again, got some brilliant players showing up, which I have to say, even from the get-go, it's a much better standing than last year's Ballon d'Or. Last year's Ballon d'Or took absolutely forever with the weird COVID protocols in terms of can you go, can you not? Let's limit the amount of people. I mean, it was just such a drag last year. You'd think Haaland will win the next Ballon d'Or. Now, yeah, I think that is a great point. I think he is a brilliant player. He will break records. My only problem with Haaland is the fact that, I mean, he's not going to the World Cup with Norway, and the World Cup would play a huge role, as much as I want him to go. Saying that, I do think with the World Cup, you have to take players like Neymar into consideration. With PSG doing well, if they do well in the Champions League, if Brazil does well at the World Cup, could be interesting. I see once again Jordan commenting. Once again, Haaland in 10th place, Courtois 9th, De Bruyne 8th, Modric 7th. Once again, don't think it's unreasonable. I think almost anyone in the top 10 could place absolutely anywhere. I see you've continued your stats there. You've got Vinicius 6th place, Mbappe 5th, Lewandowski 4th. Once again, I don't think it's too far-fetched, to be honest. And I mean, as a South African, both of us, I'm quite happy that you put 2 African players or African origin players in the top 3. Quite happy to see that, Jordan. Neymar also competition too. Yeah. Always will be. Real Madrid dominated top 10. I mean, they won the Champions League. It's going to happen when you win the Champions League. Lewandowski top 5. Once again, I tend to agree. I can see Figo on the TV. He annoys me. He disrespected Barca. It happens sometimes in football. We see betrayals, we see this, we see that. Football's just one big drama, you know. You love to see it. Absolutely anything can happen in football. That's why we love it, because surprises happen. Looking a bit further, once again, I don't see any new comments there. What are we saying? Roma 1 point clear in fourth, or what's? Yeah. I think once again we could see some real surprises for next season, depending on what teams end up performing. But ladies and gentlemen, we seem to be beginning. It is now currently 8:30 South African time, 7:30 UK time, whatever time it is for you around the world. Doesn't matter what time it is. The Ballon d'Or is officially beginning. Once again, we've been having a nice chat for the last 15 minutes. I have enjoyed it. I should be having Jersey Boy, who used to produce quite a bit of content. He is a Liverpool supporter. He is going to be joining me on the stream, just because, once again, as much as I like to ramble on, and you guys know I love to talk, like to joke here and there, I just can't do this by myself. So he will be joining me. Who do you think will win each top 5 league? Oh, now that is a great question. As we're settling into things, just a quick one. I think Premier League, Man City will probably do it. I think in terms of La Liga, I think Real Madrid will probably take it. Although Barca have had a good season, I think Real probably still will come back, same way Man City will. In terms of Bundesliga, I have no idea with the Bundesliga at the moment. Bayern haven't had a great season, but as we know, they tend to bounce back over and over and over again, and I think they'll do it again. In terms of the Italian league, I think Napoli could take it, I think they've got a brilliant squad, brilliant youngsters. They've been playing well as a team. They could be a huge shock. In terms of the French league, I mean, PSG, no explanation needed. Benzema is the winner. Yeah, I mean, I think that's already kind of settled. I think months ago already. Tommy, I think it was kind of settled, or Tommel, I think it was already settled that he would win it. But yeah, as I said, I'm kind of just recording this for the vibes. I think it's a nice chill time that we could have. We are having the good old anthems being sung out. All the famous faces and names at the Ballon d'Or. Always an exciting time. Hot take: Napoli are winning the UCL. Oh, the Champions League. You know what? With their current form, I wouldn't say it's impossible. I think they could do very, very well. Win it? I don't know. We'll have to see. The Georgian player is doing very well. Remember the name if you can say it in the first place, obviously. Exciting times. What do you think of Everton this season? Improved or being hyped as a toffee? I got to say we are improving, but prob's going to end 13th to 15th. Once again, I think Everton, they won't achieve anything special this season, but they won't get relegated. I can definitely see an improvement. They'll be slightly more comfortable than last season. What else are we saying? What do you consider the odds of Callum Hudson-Odoi ever playing for England again? Very, very slim. I like him as a player. He is a brilliant, brilliant player. But the way that Ghana have kind of been pursuing him, I could totally see him joining Ghana, to be honest. And with the current project that Ghana is building, the kind of brilliant players they've brought in, I think Hudson-Odoi would have so much value to that team that it just makes the most sense for him to go there. Karim the Dream Benzema with his glasses on. Mr. Ballon d'Or 2022. It's happening, let's be honest. Another question from Jordan. What's more likely of happening? Napoli winning UCL or Arsenal winning the Premier League? Oh, Jordan, please don't ask me if Arsenal can win the Premier League because you know. But I hate to say it, but I think Arsenal currently top place in the Premier League. They probably have a better chance than Napoli winning the UCL. Once again, saying that, neither of them are super unlikely this season. But looking at Arsenal, currently 4 points ahead in the Premier League. They look brilliant. It all depends whether they can continue that form after the World Cup has taken place with their players. Saying that a lot of their best players might not go to the World Cup. We'll have to wait and see. Napoli winning the UCL, in my opinion. No doubt Benzema will win. Once again, I think that's already said and I don't think we need an explanation. Benzema will win it. But Arsenal aren't that bad, though. They're very good. That's what I'm saying. I totally think Arsenal could win it. Which, by the way, Jordan, if you are watching this, pop down. If I'm going to send you a link, if you want to join the Ballon d'Or, if you want to join the Ballon d'Or live stream, it's always nice to have 1 or 2 people to chat to. So let me know if I'm going to send you an invite via email or via WhatsApp or via something. I want you to do the World Cup predictions. Well, I've done many, many World Cup predictions. If you check on my channel, if you check out, I've got a whole playlist dedicated to the World Cup. But I will end up redoing my World Cup predictions in the next week or two. I will end up kind of refreshing it because a lot has happened since we last did it. Oh, Lionel Messi, 7 Ballon d'Ors, but not in the top 30 this time around. That is heartbreaking, you know. It is quite heartbreaking to see. But once again, if he deserved it, he probably didn't. So, yeah, don't think too much of an explanation needed for that one. Okay, seems like we're getting into things. Welcoming the host. Exciting stuff, exciting stuff. Let's go. Has Messi shown up to the ceremony? I doubt it. You rarely ever see players that don't win it appear to the ceremony. I think we live in such a harsh world where people get so criticized and there's such like heavy emotion behind it. Lionel Messi probably didn't end up going. I don't blame him though, but yeah, I wish players like that win. And I also wish the Ballon d'Or was a situation where, I mean, we keep on seeing at the Ballon d'Or, the big problem is the fact that sorry, I'm just reading all the comments at the same time. A big problem is that the winner obviously knows in advance, which I wish wasn't the case. I wish you just knew on the spot. You should do a video on every major league's potential underdog this season. That is a very, very good video idea. Could definitely do that. 5 biggest underdogs of the season so far. Unfortunately, my schedule is so packed at the moment with college, with work, with YouTube, with that. I'm getting attacked from every angle. I feel like Harry Maguire. But I promise you that is a video concept that I will look into. Thank you for that, Inky Squid. Messi is the GOAT. Messi's my GOAT. Even as a United fan, I've always just liked Messi, which, by the way, I'm not saying one's better than the other. I think both are brilliant in their own right. I just find Messi more entertaining as a player. He's more enjoyable to watch. Although I would argue Ronaldo is a better goal scorer. Possibly. I don't know. Big debate. Okay, jumping into things. You know what? I'm quite excited for this Ballon d'Or. I know everyone knows the winner at this point. It will be Benzema, but I'm more excited for it than I was last year. I'm excited to see where people place in the top 10. I think as someone who lives in the great continent of Africa, I would love it for both Sadio Mane and Salah to do well. I want to see how far they can go. There we go. Good old Sadio Mane. Kevin De Bruyne also there. Karim Benzema, Kylian Mbappe, Thibaut Courtois, Edison. Very interesting. I wonder what do you think Edison will be top 10? Do you think he'll be Courtois, Kevin De Bruyne? We've got some big names, you know. Erling Haaland has to be top 10. Has to, have to, have to. Can you show the TV if possible? Unfortunately, I cannot. That's kind of how the rules goes. I don't have the right to show it, to be honest with you. Yeah, I don't have the right to show the TV. No, I don't know the TV rights. I would join, but I'm in bed. Well, you know what, Jordan? We don't we don't judge here. You know, we don't judge here. Yeah, but probably best if you don't. But yeah, you stay comfortable in your bed. I know Cape Town has gotten quite cold as of late. It's a bit chilly on this side, although I'm saying that I'm wearing shorts. But you know what? Thank you for joining the live stream anyway. I do appreciate it. The thing with Messi and Ronaldo, we've got a Messi Ronaldo debate here. The thing with Messi and Ronaldo is that Ronaldo is 9-7 and will get the goals, the complete striker. However, Messi is a player many kids dream of with skills. Once again, you can take something from both of them, both brilliant players. I'm kind of just ready for the announcements. You know, who's 10th place? I wonder. Okay, my prediction for 10th place. I think there's quite a few big names here. I think, who could it be? Someone like Haaland. Ooh. Okay, things froze on my end for a second. I hope you guys are all good. Mhm. Who do you guys think is the best striker slash center forward? What in world football right now? probably Erling Haaland of all time. I've always been such a huge Zlatan fan, so it could definitely. Yeah, all time. I don't know. I would put. I know it's a weird shout because he hasn't won the Champions League, but I've always been such a huge Zlatan fan, such a huge Suarez fan. I never really go for players that I haven't watched. I feel like it's so unfair to judge off of highlights, even if a Brazilian Ronaldo is the right shout, or even if a Cruyff is the right shout. I didn't watch them, so I don't feel like it's fair for me to say. Saying that, Wayne Rooney, also in my opinion, should be in that argument. It's a difficult one. It's a difficult one. Let me know what you guys think. Brazilian Ronaldo talking about his Ballon d'Ors, 1997 and 2002. It's such a legend. I mean, once again, one of those players plagued by injuries throughout his career, but brilliant, brilliant. I think the best is R9 in terms of best striker of all time. Once again, I think that's a very common opinion. So that sounded like an insult. That's not an insult. I mean, I feel like many people share what you feel. I think definitely one of the best of all time. I mean, da, 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 da. I mean, present would be Haaland. Right now, it has to be Haaland. Brazilian Ronaldo, Zlatan, a few others definitely have to be mentioned. We've got Pedri and Brazilian Ronaldo. Ooh, who came 10th place? Let's see. Is this the copper? This is for the young player of the year, the golden boy. Who will get golden boy? You know what? I wouldn't be surprised. I think it is going to be Jude Bellingham, to be honest with you. I mean, Gavi, Pedri, all of those players, brilliant shouts. Nuno Mendes, he was there last year. Yeah, to me, Musiala, if it was this season, definitely a shout. I think the golden ball winner this season or golden boy will be Jude Bellingham. Hey, Jude. I've got to go. We'll try to remember to leave my predictions this week, though. Well, thank you very, very much. Thank you for popping in a tiny bit. I do appreciate it. And my prediction video for the Premier League Match Week 12 should be out tomorrow. Oh, are we doing the announcement for the Golden Boy? You should do more of these streams if you have time. It's very chilled. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll definitely take that into consideration. Oh, has Gavi won it? Barcelona's Gavi is the Golden Boy 2022. There we go. You know what? Fair shot, fair shot. I mean, the man's like 17, a man, boy, 17, 18 years old. Brilliant player. 17, 18 years old. He's already had like 10 appearances for Spain. Brilliant. I hate how they're going to drag this out for an hour. You know what? Same, though. It's a huge reason to why I didn't watch like the red carpet and that, because last year I sat here for like 4 hours. No way, Gavi won. It's not a ridiculous shout. Remember, everyone nominated has kind of earned their spot here. But yeah, I tend to agree. I think Jude should have won it. Watching some highlights, he has been an absolutely phenomenal player. Um, Once again, you get big players like Camavinga, who, although not a starter for Real Madrid, had some big moments in the Champions League, especially in the semis. Gavi, the breakthrough of the season, which, what a brilliant player he is. I wouldn't be surprised if he started for the Spanish national team come the World Cup. I did make a video. I mean, it didn't do too great. I'm not going to lie to you there, but embarrassed about it. But I did do a video talking about the best possible starting 11 for Spain heading to the World Cup. I was very tempted to put Gavi in there. I wouldn't be surprised if he started. In terms of a creative attacking midfielder, I mean, him and Pedri could be the next Gavi, Xavi, and Iniesta. I've got a cat meowing at my door. If you guys want me to get my cat, let me know. You know what? I'm going to get my cat. Hold on a microsecond. Dude, animals are so typical. It's like I go get my cat, I disturb my entire setup, and the cat runs away. It's like the most typical thing ever, meowing at my gate. Ah, no, no. Ah, there you are. Are you going to join me? Are you going to just run away? Which, by the way, guys, let me know in terms of sound, in terms of. No, don't touch my water. Come here. No, 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 no. Ah, did you sneeze? Obviously, Arsenal winning Premier League is more likely. I wouldn't say it too obvious. I think Arsenal are great. It probably is the more likely option. But Napoli's performance has been brilliant. I think they could win the Serie A. If they can do that, they should probably have a good chance. Mhm. I got Mason, not named after Greenwood. I would like to clarify that. My cat is not named after Greenwood. Okay, you can go, little golden boy. My cat is so cute. Well, thank you very much. He's, I don't know, 9 months old now. I think he was born in December. He's very cute, maybe like 10 months old. He's very cute. He's naughty, but he's cute. I would appreciate it if he stopped bringing dead birds into my room. Okay, guys, so what are we saying? Are we agreeing with the fact that Gavi has just won the Golden Boy Award? Are we agreeing with it? Are we disagreeing? Let me know down below. Ooh, we've just broken half an hour of live streaming. It's gone really quick. I have enjoyed it so far. You guys have been awesome, by the way. Thank you so much for your support. I think it goes without saying. Obviously, I do appreciate your support. If you have subscribed, thank you so much. It helps the channel out. Real Madrid to retain the Champions League. Once again, completely possible, Junior. I think, yeah, it's a very, very possible outcome. I think they look really, really good. Could happen. I mean, it must be quite a moment for like Pedri to hand over his Golden Boy award to Gavi. Barcelona themselves must be quite proud. Okay, well, this is the moment it drags on. Come on, give me that top 10. Give me 10th place. 10th place, Erling Haaland. Okay, okay. I mean, obviously, it's based off last season, ladies and gents. Let's not forget about this, or just gents at this moment in time, I think. But, ooh, okay. 9th place, Luka Modric. Okay, okay. We're going a bit quick here. Let's slow down a second. Modric definitely deserved top 10. He was brilliant in the Champions League. 7 goals, 14 assists. I would argue Luka Modric did better this season. Ooh, Vinicius Jr., 8th place. Surprised he's not maybe top 5 with the season he had. I would argue he should be top 5. Um, where can you watch the Ballon d'Or? I'm not sure, Junior. I'm so sorry, but I'm not sure, to be honest, depending on where you're from. Okay, so Haaland 10th, Modric 9th, and Vinicius Jr. 8th. I would argue that Modric, number-wise, had a better season this season than he did when he won the Ballon d'Or. I think he's played better this season. Modric is 36 and plays like he's 20. I mean, it's just the Luka Modric effect. Some people just, they're late bloomers in life, you know? Jordan had Haaland in 10th place. Well, you know what? That's why you should watch Jordan and my Premier League prediction video tomorrow, because we are accurate. Socrates Award. Ooh, okay. A little retro video popping up of Socrates, obviously Brazilian player from 1954 to 2011. Or I'm assuming that was his lifespan. Otherwise, that would be a very long career. Dr. Socrates joined Say Paulo in, I don't know what that's at, Corinthians, I think. Blister champion, 1979. I think Socrates is one of those players you would have really appreciated actually watching him play. Some players, I mean, numbers do them justice, some they don't. But some players, I think, in terms of their overall ability, you just almost needed to see. Socrates showed support to the wider movement. In 1982 World Cup, he was the captain. Okay. Dude, the shorts were so short back in those days. They were nothing. They look like netball shorts. I'm not going to lie. Not that I look at netball shorts. It's crazy to think how like the production of football's changed. Retired from football age 35. I want to die on a Sunday on the same day. Corinthians will. Okay, well, that just went too fast for me to read. And he died on a Sunday, age 57. Shame. That's a shame. It's 57. That's young, you know. Good old Didier Drogba. The Socrates Awards goes to... What is the Socrates Award? I forgot. Can anyone remind me what the Socrates Award is about? I have no clue anymore. Okay. Thank you, Jersey boy. I see you.
Where is it?
Hello.
There we go. Wear my national team jersey because, of course, somebody French is winning it tonight.
Well, I mean, I can't say I'm doing the same here. I'm busy wearing a Nigerian football jersey, so I don't know how well they'll translate.
Well, to be fair, they are sexy kits. So all the Nigerian kits are always beautiful.
Top tier. Nigeria will always be number one when it comes to football kits, you know.
Very true.
So how's it going, man? Are you ready for the Ballon d'Or?
Yes, of course I am. I've been waiting for this moment for quite a long time. You know, Benzema. We all know. We can pretty much. I think if we pretty much all say if he doesn't win it tonight, it is the biggest robbery I've ever seen in history of football.
I think without a doubt. I mean, let's be honest. He's outright favourites. There's no one who even comes close to what he achieved this season.
From what I've heard, I think he broke the record in most votes for a player in Ballon d'Or.
Okay, well that confirms it then.
Well, it's that, or it's the most points difference between first and second.
I think once again he's had a special season, and I'm not surprised he's the outright favorite. Have you seen who 10th, 9th, and 8th is?
I know 10th is Haaland.
10th is Haaland, 9th is Modric, and 8th is Vinicius Jr.
From what I know, I've heard that Mane is on the podium, so my guess is third because he didn't win the quad.
Yeah, I think he could come third. He could come second. He had a great season. Whether he, I don't know, whether number-wise he deserves to be second, I'm not sure, but I wouldn't be surprised.
The question is, who would be second though? Courtois. I don't know.
I mean, we know who the winner's going to be. It's difficult in terms of everything else.
Yeah, I was surprised to see Ronaldo 20th, but you know he's 37, so that's understandable.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, if you had to mention 19 players who had a better season, you probably could if you looked into it.
Looking at it now, though, I do think Vinicius should have got more than 8. I think he should have probably got 5th.
I said as soon as they announced it, I said 5th place at least, in my opinion.
He scored the Champions League winning goal.
Exactly, and his numbers were insane. He's a huge reason to why Karim Benzema did so well. For him not to get 5th is at least as criminal for me.
Because Benzema scored nearly all the goals, but who assisted them? Modric, Vinicius.
Exactly. Yeah. Oh, okay. So Sadio Mane has won the Socrates Award. Can you remember what that is? I've got no recollection of what the Socrates Award is. Yeah, go behind the scenes. Do your research there.
Okay, I think it's the Ballon said on Wednesday they're adding a humanitarian prize to this year's ceremony named for Socrates the Elegant. Named for Socrates the Elegant Brazilian midfielder who also had a medical degree. I think the award is because of everything Mane's done with his money for his hometown.
Yeah, for
Which is
Senegal, I think
understandable
it's everything
because
he's
the
done
man's
there.
used all his money to build hospitals, that kind of stuff. So it is deserved.
Yeah, I think they're showing it on screen now. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, have you seen that picture? I'm sure you have, or maybe you haven't. That picture of him walking into Liverpool, like with his broken phone. It's like, I don't need a broken phone. I'm spending my money on like hospitals and like I don't need a new phone.
Yeah,
He talks about helping
another
people.
Liverpool player had to buy him I think it was Lovren bought him a phone, a new phone.
Oh wow. Okay, well,
He refused
the
refused to
legendary.
replace it. He's the same as me. I refuse to get a new phone unless this phone doesn't work anymore. I just don't see the point in buying a new phone.
Same. And when I do get I've come to the conclusion when I eventually get a new phone, I'm going to get like the exact same one I currently have because I like the current phone I have. I like my phone.
I'm not an iPhone fanatic. I don't understand the difference between iPhone 12 and 14. Like my iPhone 12 does what it needs to do.
Exactly. I've never had an iPhone in my life. I'm quite happy as an Android person.
There you go, Madrid actor Sadio Mane wins the Socrates Award for the help he provides in his country and village. There you go. That's...
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's
It was
a good...
Wijnaldum who bought him the phone, so it was Wijnaldum. So I got it wrong. Wijnaldum.
Oh yeah. I see here Wijnaldum over there. Wijnaldum bought him the phone. Thank you for that, Adam. We appreciate your support and contribution. Gotta go, Finn. Have a lovely day. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate the support for the first 40 minutes. I do appreciate it. Thank you.
But yeah, I think this is very good for Benzema before the World Cup because I need to see that man perform in the World Cup because, you know, I predicted my country to go back to back.
You think it will happen?
It's difficult now with a lot of injuries, the fact that Kante's out. I don't know about Pogba, you know, Tchouaméni and Camavinga as a pivot, or I don't know who else you could put in there. Tchouaméni, Rabiot, but yeah. I don't know. I'm not a fan of Rabiot. So
you don't have many solid options. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if, to me in my head, if I had to think right now who the favorites are, it's probably Brazil in my opinion.
No, I think Brazil, yeah. Brazil. But I honestly could see the final being Brazil v France. And I would love that,
I think that could happen. I mean, for me personally, I kind of want Argentina to get it because I'm such a Messi fanboy. But, you know, if Brazil win it, I wouldn't complain either. Or France either. I don't dislike this France team.
It's so rare to see a United fan like yourself be a Messi fanboy. Like, oh, Ronaldo. But Messi's the real GOAT. He is the real GOAT.
Because the thing is, like I said a tiny bit earlier, Ronaldo's a better probably goal scorer, but Messi's a better footballer. I enjoy him more. He's more entertaining. He does more for the team. Watching Ronaldo for United, I mean, it was obviously different when he was younger, but he can score goals now where Lionel Messi can do a lot more than that. He can do so much more than that.
100%, man. And, you know, for me, you know, I just think Messi's just too good. Like, you know, Ronaldo now 37, he's struggling. Messi, the Champions League scores are one of the best goals I've seen in a long time against Benfica. So, you know, Messi's still going, scoring goals, assisting. Ronaldo can't score against guys from Cyprus. So
you're some random Cyprian team. Here we go, confirmed. Argentina will win the World Cup. Well, you know what? If you say it, if you put it into words on the internet, it must be true. It will happen. I tend to agree. I think
they'll be in the final four. Definitely, in my opinion.
No, definitely with the kind of talent, unless something goes horrifically wrong. But yeah, I tend to agree.
My final four: France, Belgium. Not Belgium. France. So France, Argentina, Brazil, Netherlands.
That's very possible. I think people are kind of underestimating how good Netherlands will be this year. Looking at them in the Nations League, they've been scary, you know.
Yeah, Memphis has been very good. Van Dijk's been very good. You know, Van Dijk the last few games, right, for us, for Liverpool, he's looked like he's wants to stay prepared for the World Cup, and finally against City, he goes, I'm going to be normal Van Dijk, where he's not putting his hand behind his back, you know, doing the aura thing. He's actually defending. And he was world class when he does that. I think if he does it every game, Liverpool looks scary, but unfortunately, you know, he was prepared for the World Cup when he should be.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I mean, you must be so happy. I mean, Liverpool played out of their socks yesterday compared to what we've seen for the first half of the season.
Yeah, I was so proud of Liverpool last night. It looked so much better. Like, you guys against Newcastle, that game was all over the place. Newcastle should have scored a few. You guys scored a few. I think it really should be 1-1 because I think that's a penalty on Wilson, and that's a penalty for United as well.
Yeah, I mean, I don't. Oh, okay. So we've got I always forget the name of it, but the female Ballon d'Or seems to be announced. What her name is, I have no idea. We'll wait for that to pop up.
Is it Lyon or Barca player? Because who's it?
I think she's a Barca player. I don't know. I'll wait for the name to pop up. I have no clue.
1 second. Give me 1 second. I got a buzz on my door. Just give me a second, man.
No stress. And just like that, a wild Jersey boy disappears. I hope you guys are enjoying the live stream, by the way. Once again, as I said, it's kind of going to be a chill time, nothing too serious. We're having fun here. But yeah. Here we go. The Women's Ballon d'Or is announced.
Apologies about that.
No stress, mate. You
So
got to do
who
what
was
you got
it?
to do.
Was it Barca? Or have you found out what team she plays for?
Haven't seen yet. She seems to have like 3 triangle tattoos on her arm. She's got blonde highlights. I don't know.
Putellas. I think she's Barcelona.
Oh yeah, Putellas. Ballon d'Or 2022. I think so.
Yeah, Barcelona.
Okay, fair dues. I mean, they've got some great, from what I've seen over the last few years, in terms of who gets nominated for the Ballon d'Or.
She's a midfielder.
Oh yeah, I'm seeing 1 or 2 like brilliant highlights shown on screen. So do you have a screen in front of you? Or are you watching, or are you dependent on my words?
I don't even know what TV channel it's on. I'm trying to bloody find it, but what Champions League final? They're just showing BBC. Let me have a look. What channel is it on? UK, because it's a bit hard. Ballon d'Or TV channel. There you go. UK. It's on. The same broadcast live on free on the Keeps YouTube channel.
You have to go on such a search. We just have basic, like, we've got like 10 sports channels and like anything majors on the first one.
It's on BBC.
Nice.
BBC. TV guide, there we go.
This is the only thing I don't like about the Ballon d'Ors. They drag it on for so long.
I know, right?
Who do you think will win the Ballon d'Or? Well, believe it or not, this is a discussion we've had quite a few times in this video, if you can believe it. But I think we've both come to the conclusion that it will be Karim Benzema. So thank you, GG, but this will be a GG. It has to be Karim Benzema. There's no argument about it. And if there was a second, I don't think it would be Lewandowski. I don't think he's in that race. Not this year.
There's no one else I can think of that's
even
his
close.
level.
No. I mean, he's a goalkeeper, so he won't get credit. But I mean, Thibaut Courtois, what he did in the final, deserves recognition. But I don't even think he won the Golden Glove in the Liga. So there's an outright favorite this year.
I don't even know who got the Golden Glove in the Champions League.
I have no idea whether that was like a Karim Benzema. I don't know, or whether it was someone else. I can't even put together a guess.
Golden Glove in the Champions League. Oh, it was okay. Was it? It was Courtois.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, it was Courtois and Edouard Mendy shared it.
Okay. Yeah, I guess that ends up making sense. I think Courtois, once again, brilliant player. But I mean, a goalkeeper, unless it's like a World Cup final winning goalkeeper, they're not going to break top 2, top 3.
Yashin Awards coming up, and I think we can all say we know who's going to win that. It's Courtois for me, because the guy, if it's not for him, Liverpool win the Champions League 4-0.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see him sitting there, but I don't think it'll be David De Gea, unfortunately. So I might have to go for Courtois. Unfortunately, no David De Gea After keeping us in the Premier League last season, it has to be.
You guys were so bad last. Like this season, you're now going a little bit back to how bad you were. But
we're
at
doing
least
better.
you haven't got Maguire, which is one of the main things.
That is like the difference, you know. I'll take. I mean, I don't know. I think United could get top 4 this season. It's not going to be an easy one. I think we're a lot better than last season. I'm a lot more confident than we are last season. But if you think top 4 in the Prem this season, it has to be. I mean, in no specific order, but top 4 has to at least be Man City, Tottenham Hotspurs, Arsenal. I think those 3 could definitely get there. I think Liverpool. I mean, if they can get form, they can get there, but not guaranteed. I don't know. I think Chelsea, once again, they found good form. It's not going to be easy. I think it will be interesting this year to see the Prem top 4.
I think it's very open. What I like about this is how crazy it is, right, Finn? This is how crazy I think the league is, right? Liverpool have been shocking this season, but they've only conceded 2 more goals than City, which
I know,
I
it's
find
crazy.
ridiculous.
The season's been insane so far. I mean, it's definitely one of the most entertaining Premier League seasons we've seen in a while. I mean, I'm personally enjoying it quite a lot.
Let me see if I can find. I've got the Ballon d'Or on YouTube because it's not on TV. I think it's on BBC Sport, which is what you have to watch on iPlayer.
Oh, well, don't stress too much. It's at that point where we're just dragging on for. I forgot how many hours this Ballon d'Or drags on. Just like, can we just only have the top 10 in the future? Can we stop doing this top 30? Like, please, can we just?
I think maybe they released the top 20 before top 10. They do that before the Ballon d'Or starts, and then they do only top 10, Yashin, Women's Ballon d'Or, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's just way too long for me. At least I get why they do top 10. It's just I think the breaks and the way that they film it's just way too long. It shouldn't be longer than an hour in total, in my opinion.
They just drag it on, and there's ads, and then they drag it on again. It's just like it's like with the Champions League draw. It just goes on forever. They say it starts at this time, and then it ends up starting 45 minutes later.
Exactly. I was the same with African Cup of Nations, with Champions League, with this, with that, with all the kind of with all the qualifications and that, with all of the draws. It just takes way too long. Like, I try to do live streams, but those just take way too long. And by the end of it, I'm tired of it. I'm not interested. And I mean, I'm sure, I mean, I don't have to tell you about it, but when creating content, if you don't enjoy it, what's the point?
Exactly. That's one of the main reasons I quit doing YouTube, because it was just I just had no ideas left.
Yeah, exactly. And when you find yourself not enjoying it, it's like, well, what's the point? The whole point is to enjoy it.
And it gets really boring. And that's why.
Yeah, no, it's not always for many. I mean, that's why it's such a difficult. That's why when everyone starts it, no one's parents initially think, yes, YouTube, that's great. Definitely do that.
It's very hard to get into.
Yeah, big time.
The fact you got 7K subscribers and the speed you have is big accomplishment in terms of how hard it is. It took me It took me 4 years to get 1K.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it, first of all, and second of all, I mean, it's difficult to get through. I mean, 1K by itself, no matter how long it takes someone, it's a huge achievement. But YouTube is one of those things. I know I just said it, you should enjoy it, but it's also one of those things you do put pressure on yourself to do well, because the reality is one still has to earn money. You still have to do this and this and this in life, and you can't put all your effort into YouTube if you're not gaining anything out of it.
100%. And it's really interesting, the Ballon d'Or. I think the Ballon d'Or's got a little bit crapper through the years. Like, I don't know what you think, but I personally think the Ballon d'Or last year, Lewandowski should have won it.
Yeah, I think. I mean, even Messi said on the podium, like the first thing he said when he got it is like Lewandowski should have won the previous year, or he should have gotten it. It's like just proof of how. But I just as a whole, I I don't care about the Ballon d'Or as much as I used to. I genuinely, I don't really care. I mean, I want Benzema to win it this year because I like him as a footballer. I think he's like a really, really awesome guy, and it's something different from the Messi Ronaldo thing we've had for like the last 15 years. But as a whole, like, I just find the way they do the Ballon d'Or a bit too old fashioned. I mean, I've never been a huge fan of, because let's be honest, the winner knows long in advance that they're going to win it. I've never been a fan of that. I think you should get to know in the moment. It also prevents bad sportsmanship. I mean, we've seen in the past with players like Neymar just chilling at home, like playing games online during the Ballon d'Or, as opposed to showing up. You should only know at the event that you've won it.
Mm-hmm.
Prevent bad sportsmanship.
You are very, very, very true there. And the thing is, it's like an award ceremony should be something that's an award. Like, you should know. You should be really surprised, and you get genuine reactions and stuff. Unfortunately, I guess what I would do to make sure is just tell the top 10 who they are. Don't say which order. Just say top 10 and come please, because it could be any of you. And unfortunately, you know, it's already been leaked who's won the Ballon d'Or. But the only reason that is because there is no competition for else it is. We all know who is going to win it this year.
No,
other
exactly.
years where it's closer, shouldn't be leaked.
Exactly. It should have been every year it's leaked, but it's leaked like far in advance almost every year. And it's annoying. Like, how great would it be if after the last 15 years, if every time Messi and Ronaldo were battling it out, they were both waiting in anticipation. One like got like pissed off while sitting thinking, how have I not won it? The other one jumps up in joy. How great would that be, as opposed to saying, oh yeah, we filmed the celebration video last week.
Yeah, and also, you know, I think 18-19, right? 18-19 won the Champions League after that season. I believe Van Dijk should have won it, that Ballon d'Or, and he would have been the first defender, I think, in a very long time to win it.
I think so. Since who would it have been? Beckenbauer, or who would it have been? Someone very, very long ago. But I think
I'm not sure.
I think you're right. I think it was kind of the stage where I think everyone in world football just like loved Van Dijk that year. I think it was kind of where he made that huge impact at Liverpool. Once again, he was widely known. People put him up there with Maldini that year. That's how much people liked him that year.
Yeah, Van Dijk for me, you know, I don't think he's finished. I just think the last couple games he's just been trying to defend of his aura. He's not been getting dirty, getting the tackles in. Against City, he did all of that. Got the tackles in, took last-minute headers over the bar for corners. He put his body on the line, and that's what he did in 18-19.
Exactly. And he still like walked off that pitch at the end of the game and pulling Erling Haaland out of his pocket after that game. He dominated that.
Joe Gomez as well was good.
He was, and I was just about to say, I'm surprised that Joe Gomez has been his best partner so far this season. Out of all the Liverpool centre-backs, I mean, I know they're struggling with injuries, obviously, but his best performance has been next to Joe Gomez, which I found a bit odd.
100%. And I'm not that huge fan of the Ballon d'Or, but, you know, when it's Benzema, got to turn up because, you know, I'm not a fan of some of the stuff Benzema's done in the past because he did some shady crap that got him in trouble from the France team. But he's a changed man now. He's a changed man now. A different person. I mean, there's a second chance, and he's one of my favourite footballers in the world because the man has the balls in the Champions League semi-final when his country's his team's 4-2 down to score a Penenka down the middle. I've never seen a player that big of bollocks.
I mean, someone like that's one of those things that will be highlighted and you're going to see in like clips in like 20 years time on like a YouTube, whatever platform exists in 20 years time when you see highlights. I mean, that has to be one of the coldest, most like ice cold moments in football to do something like that.
I wonder who the top three is. Really, I think Benzema, Mane, third one. Does De Bruyne deserve it? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe Salah. Could Salah get
Lewandowski.
in there? I think Salah could maybe.
No, because and for talk, who's very reliable, said Salah's not there, so it's not Salah.
No, that's a bit heartbreaking. I think for me personally, I do think Sadio Mane should probably end up being second place. I mean, as someone who I've recorded with before said, I'm putting on screen, Jordan Burrs has said he would put Mane second. I think I tend to agree with it, with what he did at the African Cup of Nations. He was the reason why, not just why they won the competition as a whole. He was the reason why they made it out the group stage. Senegal didn't have a good competition. It was Sadio Mane who kept scoring those goals, got them to the final. I mean, you've surely realized this season as a Liverpool fan how crucial he is to this team.
He's played left wing, right wing.
Mm.
And the season when we needed one to quadruple, we shifted him down the middle. And you saw down the middle, he was so good. And, you know, you've got to remember that Mane was probably 1 or 2 goals away for Aston Villa against City, Aston Villa scoring more, or City scoring less and scoring in the Champions League final, from winning the quadruple. I think if Liverpool won the quadruple, let's say Liverpool won the Champions League, I think he wins the Ballon d'Or because
yeah, it's crazy what small moments can do. It's crazy what those little moments, like, or I say little moments, but it's incredible what those like quick decision-making moments can do to a player. Like, he could have won a Ballon d'Or if like those moments just went slightly differently. But I mean, he's such a phenomenal player. I remember when he first moved to Liverpool and the impact he had. I think he scored versus Arsenal on his debut. I remember there was the same energy as when Salah moved to Liverpool. It's the same kind of energy in terms of the impact.
100%. He's been such a good footballer for Liverpool, and I do think I do miss him a little bit. But, you know, especially now because Luis Diaz is out, Jota's out, so we might see a lot, maybe against West Ham, you might see players like Carvalho drifting in that 4-4-2 or 4-2-3-1. Or
maybe James Milner.
No, I don't want to see James Milner wing or attack anywhere. He was really good at right back, which really surprised me, by the way.
Yeah. I mean, I think he got caught off once or twice just because of how Manchester City press. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, James Milner is a phenomenal footballer. People forget, like, as an athlete, how good Milner is.
Yeah, the fact that the guy's 36 years old and he kept Foden, Haaland, all them lot in his back pocket as well. Like, I saw Milner on that starting lineup and I was like, we are effed.
I thought the same.
And, you know, he may have got caught out, but the good thing is he didn't attack when he needed. He didn't attack when he didn't need to. He's mostly stayed back and defended. Yeah,
true. Ooh, I see they're going to announce the Gerd Muller Award. I'm not sure what that is. I would assume it sounds like best striker. Sounds like it would be something for best striker. I don't know. There's just also just too many awards and something like this. I get it where
is it's always record for the most Bundesliga goals. I think it's what is the best striker of the year? He scored the most goals for his club and country in one season. That's a bit different.
Okay, so who realistically
for Poland, though.
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I mean, well, if it's all competitions, if it's just best striker of the year in world football, probably what that would also be Benzema, wouldn't it? Or would that be Lewandowski? Because I see Lewandowski is at the ceremony.
I think Lewandowski won that exact trophy last year.
Yeah, I remember that. He was kind of salty because, I mean, he's just holding it while Messi's with the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah, I don't know. Because the thing is, you know, Benzema was one of the very main reasons France won the Nations League, even though I don't really rate the Nations League, right? He won. Yeah. He scored one of the best goals I've seen. Yeah, okay. Lewandowski wins it. I've just been told Lewandowski's won it, but
okay, no surprise there at all. I mean, it was a close-ish one, I guess, in my opinion, between who was going to win it there.
I wonder who came second, though. It must have been Benzema, no?
I can't really imagine who else it would have been. I mean, normally you have one or two weird options up there, like a Harry Kane or a Kira Mobley, but it has to be Benzema with his numbers. Yeah, Robert Lewandowski gets the award.
And I didn't realize Gerd Muller died last year.
Oh, didn't you? Yeah, no, he died when he died last year. I remember it was literally just before Lewandowski broke the record for most goals in a Bundesliga season, and he actually like had a shirt off him under his Bayern jersey.
I didn't even realize. I know he broke the record, but I think it's because I don't think Benzema scored that many goals. I think he scored the more crucial goals, and I think Lewandowski scored more goals.
He just has a better goal per game ratio, and I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Benzema I don't think could have been far off. I mean, he did get the La Liga Golden Boot. I'm pretty sure. Did he get the Champions League Golden Boot? I'm pretty sure he. I know Sebastian Haller
which Champions League?
Last season.
Or the season where Real Madrid won the league, the Champions League.
Yes. Yeah, the 21-22.
Let me look. Golden Boots UCL 2022. No, it was Benzema. Benzema got Golden Boot.
Yeah, okay. So, I mean, it would be interesting to pop up on screen, like how close they were, but actually, I'm not too surprised Lewandowski won it. I mean, he owned the Bundesliga, let's be honest.
I'm trying to find out who maybe was second or third.
I would have to assume Benzema.
I think we might see maybe. We might see next Ballon d'Or. We might see Haaland get that award.
I think Haaland could. My only worry is the fact that he's not going to the World Cup. And because of that, I think maybe someone like Neymar could be very likely with PSG, how they're doing in the UCL, with Brazil at the World Cup. It's going to be an interesting fight.
We could see Neymar get the Ballon d'Or if, for example, he carries PSG to the Champions League, carries him to win the league, and he carries Brazil. Then
deserved. I've always thought that maybe Neymar had a bit of a bratty side to him that I haven't really liked, but I don't know. I think over the last 10 years of people saying, "Oh, Neymar will win a Ballon d'Or after Messi, Ronaldo," that he'll dominate the Ballon d'Or. I feel bad for the guy. I think he should at least get one in his career because he is a good player.
So the Copa Trophy was Gavi. I think I don't agree with that. I think it should have been Bellingham.
I know, yeah, I said the same on the stream. I think Gavi's a great player, but Bellingham, the way that, I mean, once again, I'm sure you've heard it as an English person, that all the English hype about English players and this and this. But Bellingham was a good player. He is a good player.
He is a good player. You know, for me, I think he's been carrying Dortmund in the Champions League so far, and he's been carrying Dortmund last year as well with Haaland. Gavi, I haven't seen a lot of good games from Gavi, to be honest.
I
I've
think it's
seen
just
more
his
good games
age.
from Bellingham than Gavi.
I think it's just Gavi's age that he gets all the hype. It's the fact that he's 17, 18 doing what he's doing. He's getting so much hype.
True.
At the end of the day, he isn't the best player under X age, whatever the age may be. Let's say 21 or whatever the age is. He's not the best under that age, but it's the fact that he's like 17, 18, I think, that he's getting so much recognition.
That's very, very, very true. Gavi's very young. How old is Bellingham? 22?
I think Bellingham's actually 18 or something stupid like that. I swear he is.
I spelled it wrong. Bellingham 19. Damn it. 19 years old. Jesus Christ. And let's see who gets him in the summer. Because I think it's going to be between. If Liverpool and top four, I think it's Liverpool, Real.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's difficult as a player. Who does he suit more? I think Liverpool would really benefit with a player like him because, I mean, in terms of his just versatility of what he brings to the game, I think he'll do really, really good. I think, once again, Real Madrid, I mean, it sounds weird for Bellingham, but not even guaranteed to start for Real Madrid. Unless, obviously, they get rid of Modric, if they get rid of Cruz, they are aging. But in terms of even the young midfielders there, it's tricky.
When does Cruz, because I heard something from Cruz saying he's not going to extend his contract. When is his contract extended?
Okay.
No, I think he's ending his contract. Cruz.
We've just got a comment saying Messi, just full stop. Hockey 87 says Messi. Don't know what that means, just out of context, but the goat.
Okay. Cruz, his contract ends this next summer in 23.
Ooh, okay.
So maybe
where does he go?
could get Bellingham's the Cruz replacement.
Ooh, that would be a really good shot because he's, in my opinion, he's more ready than I think Camavinga and Chichimi is. I think Bellingham is more ready for first team action for a team like Real Madrid.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah, I think he fits into that team a lot better, a lot easier. He's already got he's got a lot of let me say maturity for a player his age. I think he would fit well into an experienced team like that.
So what's happening on your screen right now with the Ballon d'Or? Is anything interesting happening?
Lewandowski is doing the same thing he did last year. He's just talking and talking. He's obviously it's that Gert Muller award. I don't know. Once again, I don't understand how a show like this you can like even awards like this. It takes like 20 minutes to get through. Like I like Lewandowski.
It should be a small speech. I think the big speech should be the Ballon d'Or. It's obviously a big moment.
Exactly. But I realized this last year, like Lewandowski talks more than any other footballer I've ever listened to. And he waffles, eh? Like he just goes on and on. Like I like him, but he goes on. Lewandowski's leaving the stage, finally.
Come on.
Yes. Oh, now we still have to wait for like 6th place until like 4th or whatever it is.
6th. Who we got left in the we got De Bruyne, Mane,
Ooh, okay,
Salah.
no, they've just showed 7th on screen is Thibaut Courtois.
Oh, Courtois 7th. I think that's undeserved. He should be higher than that.
57 matches, 23 clean sheets. 6th place Kylian Mbappe.
Okay,
Ooh.
so we might see Salah in the top 4 then. Or unless Salah's 5th.
Yeah. Ooh, Mbappe 5th. Oh, well, they showed the stats too fast. Thanks for that, TV. But, Salah 5th.
Salah 5th. Okay, so top 4, Kevin, Benzema, Mane. Who's the other one?
Lewandowski.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Lewandowski, Benzema, Mane.
Yeah. We still have to see the top. Oh, they're stopping there. We have to wait further until the top 4, man. I just want to watch the top 4. I see Salah winning this.
I would have changed it.
Well, this comment hasn't aged too well, considering it was posted about a minute ago. But we appreciate the bold statement.
I would have swapped it around. I probably would have put Courtois 6th or 5th.
I mean, he won the Champions League. He won it.
Himself.
Yes.
Yes, I still know Vinicius scored the winner, but you've got to take into account, if you look at the stats in the game, Liverpool were absolutely peppering Real Madrid.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for...
They were.
Yes, hello, Doug.
Hello, Doug. How's it going?
If it wasn't for Courtois, Liverpool win the Champions League 4-5-0.
I mean, that's a fact. I mean, the performances he's had, it's obviously also, I mean, the man's gigantic. We're getting a tiny bit of a tribute I see on screen. Oh, okay, we've got Sebastian Halle on screen getting an award. Okay, quite interesting. I'm just taking out one year.
Do we know if he's cancer-free yet?
I don't think he's cancer-free. I haven't heard anything about him being cancer-free. I think that would have been quite widely spread, the story, if he had been. But yeah, I'm assuming he's getting some sort of award for bravery or or something along those lines. Which it's great to see the Ballon d'Or kind of appreciate and support a player in that way, getting an award.
I know he's been going through chemotherapy, but hopefully he is cancer-free, because that is something to be,
Yeah, no, it's something that can be so tragic. I mean, for him, for the team, for family, all of that. I mean, you can see obviously him going through the therapy and that, obviously having no hair on screen and that. But I mean, it's a pity. I think he would have had a phenomenal season at Borussia Dortmund this season. He would have been their game-changing striker. But obviously, his time is still to come. He can still have a legacy there. What's happening at the moment? We've just seen Sebastian Haller receive some sort of award. We are currently, we've just seen 7th, 6th, and 5th place announced. 7th being Thibaut Courtois, 6th place being Kylian Mbappe, and 5th place being Mo Salah.
I'm trying to figure out what
Yashin award
is. Yashin, okay. So Yashin, and then they'll do...
What? Oh, okay. Those are just the nominees. I thought they popped up the nominees, but I thought they announced the winner. They popped up Alisson's name. I'm like, I like Alisson, but what? Edouard Mendy, Edison, Alisson, Mike Maignan, Thibaut Courtois. Yeah, I think Thibaut Courtois has to be the favorite there, right? I'd be shocked if anyone but Thibaut Courtois got it.
But you never know, mate. You never know. Like last season, the better goalkeeper for me was Edouard Mendy.
Thibaut Courtois won it, yeah.
Did it confirm this? Courtois won it.
Yeah, Courtois has just gone onto stage. Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I think Donnarumma. I mean, didn't he get player of the tournament for the Euros? Or something weird like that.
But the crazy thing was he didn't win the Golden Glove. That was Pickford, of all people. He won the Golden Glove.
Yeah, that's true. I think, once again, Donnarumma was a bit too highly praised, I think.
I think what he did. Donnarumma, it was because of the penalty saves. But
yeah,
Pickford, made the saves. I think maybe Italy might have had the more challenging opponents on the way down. But, Edouard Mendy broke the record, I think, for most clean sheets in the Champions League season.
I mean, the impact he made at Chelsea, I mean, definitely deserved a bit more praise than what he got.
But the thing is, it's so weird how Mendy's just gone plop. Now,
he's
Kepa
disappeared. I mean,
is number one.
Man of the match, Kepa.
Yeah, like I was watching that Villa game. Villa should have won that game 4-1.
They dominated. No. Villa dominated Chelsea in that game. I mean, if it wasn't for Kepa, as we know, maybe the best young manager out there, aspiring manager. If it wasn't for Kepa, then I definitely think Villa would have won that.
I remember being at my grandma's house watching the game, and I was like, what the hell is going on? And I was like saying that Kepa just refused to come off the pitch. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I remember watching that game, but it's so... Like, I didn't dislike that Chelsea team. I think there's always a stage. There's always one team I really dislike as a United fan, and it like waves from time to time. Weirdly enough, I've never hated Liverpool as a United fan, but it's always been from Chelsea to Arsenal to this team to that team. And at that stage, I remember it was Chelsea. I just did not.
For me, I really do hate United, but like, for me, in terms of teams I don't like as well, I don't like City. Like with what they did the other game, you got a lot of City fans making fun of Hillsborough. They were chanting at the game. I'm not joking. They were chanting at the game, the Liverpool City game. They were chanting, "The sun was right, you're murderers." I was like, what the? They're talking about how it's Heysel, but Heysel and the sun have nothing in common.
Yeah, it's just a bit, well, not just irrelevant, but a bit like unreasonable. And I mean, I've never been a huge, like, I like the City team. I think they're a very, very good team. But I don't know. I think from a Liverpool and from United fans who've watched very traditional teams over the years and who have seen our teams through thick and thin. I mean, it was only like 6-7 years ago. You were an awful team. My team currently is an awful team. But to watch a team just be like, okay, here's money in your pockets, which sounds like a very old argument at this point that, oh, City just have money. But it's hard not to be salty about something like that when they're achieving so much.
I wouldn't say you guys are crap at the moment. Last year, you guys were god awful and probably should have got. I think if the other teams around you were better, you would have probably finished in the relegation.
I think that's very, very possible. If it
wasn't for David De Gea, you would have finished fourth in your group, and I don't think you would have got relegated, but you'd be where Everton were.
Yeah, we would be somewhere scary. But if you, I mean, I've lived through the times where my midfield consisted of Fellaini, Juan Mata, and under Herrera. I've lived through it all. I've had a centre-back partnership of Rojo with Chris Smalling. I've had Phil Jones. I've had Daley Blind was a decent player, but you know what I mean. I've gone through such far from title-winning teams. You have to be loyal, and I think that's what being a Liverpool and Man United fan is all about. Is kind of our loyalty over the years.
And now you've got Maguire, but of course Maguire doesn't play anymore. It's Martinez, which I think Martinez is good, but Martinez against Haaland, he got dunked badly.
Yeah.
For me, I thought you guys were good. Started good this season. I thought you were really awful at the beginning of the season, 2 losses. But since you've been good, since that Man City game, you guys have been poor. You had to get a late winner against the Cyprus team twice.
Twice, yes.
You conceded 2 goals against them.
Sad days.
You had to beat them 1-0 in the 91st minute. I've never seen a team have 30 shots like that and lose, except Liverpool in the Champions League final.
Yeah, the only time that ever rings a bell is I'm pretty sure that game United had versus Liverpool where Ole Gunnar Solskjaer got sacked. No, when Mourinho got sacked. That's the last time I remember something like that happening.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was. I still remember how bad you guys were. I remember, was it 4-0? You lost to Brighton 4-0. You lost to us 9-0 in terms of home and away.
Aggregates, on that. Last year we were awful. I remember I'm so happy last year this year, last season. It's okay, I've gotten more into things. I've gotten more involved at college, got a girlfriend, got friends, and that's just if I don't want to watch a game, I now have things better to do. I don't have to watch a game. If we're losing 2-0 at halftime, I'm going off. I'm going on my own adventure.
Yeah, that's good. If let's say Man United are crap again this season, and you've got a lot of injuries in your club, you just go, I'm just going to move into my girlfriend. I'm not going to watch Maguire.
Exactly. I remember first game of the season versus Brighton where we lost 4-0. I remember, I can't. Was that 4-0? I think that was this season. Was that last season? I think we won. No, we lost. I don't know. We lost to Brighton early on. I remember I asked my girlfriend, it's the first game of the season. Do you want to maybe watch with me? We got to halftime. We were 2-0 down. And I said, let's watch one of your reality shows. I don't need to watch the rest. I know we're not coming back.
So apparently Alisson got second, which is deserved because, he kept Liverpool in. The fact that Liverpool played every single game and were 2 results really from winning the quadruple.
Yeah. Was it last year that he scored? Or was it the season before?
It was last year. It was last year because it was the end of last season. No, end of 2021.
That I think it was the West Brom team that Conor Gallagher played for, so it must have been 2 seasons ago.
Yeah. I still remember that. I was watching on Ryan's channel. It was me, Stephen. I was on the couch and then watching. I was like, we fucked it. We're shit. We're crap. And randomly, I see my friend Stephen screaming. I'm like, what the? He's like, Alisson back. I'm like, what the? That's the first time I've seen a goalie score.
It's not. Alisson has now had either a goal or an assist in the last 4 Premier League seasons.
That's how good he is. The man this year has more assists than Jack Grealish. That's how good he is.
What comments are we having here? I'm just pulling up a comment on screen. I don't understand how Mane is better than Salah that season. Sure, you have AFCON, but stat-wise, Salah was only 1 goal less. Last season, Salah was better. I don't know. I think you have to look less at numbers. I think Adam, you're looking too much into the numbers. I get where you're coming from, but the overall impact that Sadio Mane had, I think, as much as you can look at the numbers, I think the impact Mane had was so incredible last season. I think without him, if without him, Liverpool wouldn't have been in the same race. I don't think with Man City, and I don't think Senegal would have won AFCON.
Yeah. Looking at it now, I think I've decided. I think first place will be Benzema, second will be Mane, third will be De Bruyne. Because I don't think Levan had that good of a season last season.
Yeah, here we go on screen, but Benzema should win it. Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, I think it also doesn't help that Bayern Munich got knocked out relatively early of the Champions League. And let's be honest, if you're playing in the Bundesliga for Bayern Munich, people in terms of voting for the Ballon d'Or, they only care about the Champions League. They don't care if you win the Bundesliga.
Yeah, they lost to Villarreal. You know, people complaining saying Liverpool got an easy run. Well, it's not Liverpool's fault that Bayern Munich can't finish chances against Villarreal.
Yeah, and it's not. I mean, you can't really say it was an easy run when in your group you dominated with Porto, Atletico Madrid, and AC Milan. Who Atletico Madrid won La Liga, AC Milan have just won the Serie A. Porto, as we know, always has surprises.
And Liverpool, I believe, were the first team in English history to win 6 out of 6 games in the group stages, unbeaten in the groups, and win every game, not draw, win every game.
Yeah, I think they're kind of going.
I think we might see Bayern do that this season.
Yeah, we could see something quite special. I think it's always one of those things. I mean, you look at a team like Club Bruges is the first ever Belgium team to win their first 3-4 games in the Champions League. That's nuts to think about.
Been so good. I've been so proud of Mignolet because that man.
Yeah,
you know,
I've always liked
that 0-0 against Atletico Madrid. He's the reason they didn't lose.
Yeah, no, Mignolet's always been I don't understand. There was just a stage where Liverpool kind of sacked him off for Karius. I've always really been a huge fan, but that's also because my favorite national team of all time, and I don't know why, has always been Belgium. I think it's because I'm always been a Red Devil supporter for United, whether we had Januzaj or Fellaini or Lukaku. I've always liked Belgium. So Mignolet has always been a top player to me.
Mm-hmm. I think Mignolet's been fantastic, and he's been covering up for Courtois when he was injured and Courtois, surprised Courtois there, but he must be limping a little bit because obviously Courtois is currently injured. And Lunin's been playing for Madrid.
If it was up to me, Benzema 1, De Bruyne 2, a battle between... Well, no, Salah's already 5th place, so it has to be between Leva and Mane. But yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if... No, actually, you know what? I would be surprised if De Bruyne got second. To me, I think Mane's worked so hard and he achieved so much. He has to be. I think surely... I know votes were taken into consideration so long ago, but especially looking at Liverpool this season... missing a player like that, I think, has showed how important he is. Did anyone win the Ballon d'Or yet? Well, many people actually, believe it or not, have won the Ballon d'Or. But has anyone won the 2022 Ballon d'Or? No, not yet.
I think we're probably 10 minutes away.
You think so? From the winner?
No, I think we're probably 5 to 10 minutes away from the top 3.
Yeah, the top 4.
And then we'll obviously know who the winner is by then.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to answer this question, just to catch all of you guys up, by the way, I feel like I'm just staring down my computer. I'm not being very interactive with you guys. They've just shown kind of 7th, 6th, and 5th. And 5th place was Salah. 6th place was Kylian Mbappe. 7th place was Thibaut Courtois. Thank you for clarifying. And I'm sorry for the sarcasm. It was probably a bit unnecessary.
I was going to quickly mention that one of the things I think that also affected Liverpool in the Champions League was the whole crap that happened beforehand. When the police was treating Liverpool fans like crap and stuff in Paris.
Oh yeah, with all the assaulting and all the you
Yeah,
know what? I have to say, last Champions League was the worst run Champions League I've ever seen in my life. From the live show they had, from the police. I mean, there was
awful.
how long was the delay again? Was it a 15-minute delay or something weird?
I think it was a 30 minutes.
It was easily the worst like I've ever seen it's the least I've enjoyed a Champions League
Listen,
because
I'm
of
French.
Mm,
I'm half French, half British because my mum's French, my dad's British. So
mm,
I speak French fluently. I'm bilingual, that kind of stuff. I lived in Paris for half my life.
mm.
The area where the Stade de France is a quite dodgy area of Paris.
Yeah.
It's not a nice area. I like Paris. It's a nice place, but for me, Paris is. I'm not a fan of Paris. I think there's only one or two places that Eiffel Tower. I think it's quite a disgusting, dirty place, Paris.
Mm.
But that's coming from a Frenchman. For
Yeah.
me, up south, Marseille. You've got Marseille. You've got Biarritz, the south of France by the sea. You've got some really nice places, Lyon, all that kind of. They're the nice places in France. But Paris, it's kind of covered up by the whole love stuff that it's good. I think maybe the Champions League final would have been perfect if they just did Portugal again, or maybe you did Spain
Yeah.
or something like that.
Yeah,
Actually,
Spain,
not
like when it
Spain.
was at the Atletico Madrid, I quite enjoyed it at their stadium. Just quickly answering this question, who was 10th place? Erling Haaland just snuck into that 10th place. So that was quite an interesting one to see Erling Haaland get 10th place. I think if it was this season, or if it counts at the beginning of this season, I think he would obviously be a lot higher. But yeah, I think Jersey, I tend to agree. I mean, obviously, I don't know France as well as you. Obviously, not for going there, but I like countries like France from what I've seen for like countrysides and stuff like that. But
It's
I haven't heard
beautiful.
too many great things about like the cities and stuff. I mean, I think South Africa is very similar. I mean, Cape Town city itself is very beautiful. Joburg, you get some very, very dodgy areas in Johannesburg. But for the most part, South Africa is beautiful for its countrysides. And it's like it's one of those things. There's no shame in it. It's either a beautiful, safe place or it's not.
Do you live in the countryside area of?
I live in Cape Town, so I live in a little suburb in like a little town called Bellville, but everything's kind of very close together. I'm only 15 minutes away from actual Cape Town city itself.
Oh,
I'm
that's
about
not
20
bad.
minutes away.
My dad's been thinking of maybe going down to South Africa to do the safaris. That's one of the things my
Oh
dad would
yeah,
like to
the
do.
stuff like the game drives and all of that's quite fun. That's a bit more north of or actually it depends where you go. I'd assume he would go maybe Kruger National Park or somewhere there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I live in South Africa. Great, we've got another South African there. Let me know where you're from. Please do not send your exact address.
What?
Uh,
Real Madrid was ranked third as the best club of the year. That makes
I know,
zero sense.
and
What?
Man City won Best Club of the Year. Ladies and gents, Man City have just won Club of the Year, which
They only won one trophy. The best club
like
of the year.
a Real should have taken that. I live in Joburg. Well, it's nice to see you. I'm originally from
Who got
Joburg.
second? Maybe Liverpool should have been second because they were so close. This
The
man's the
amount of
third.
finals you made it into.
Real Madrid have won the Champions League, La Liga, Super Cup.
And they're going to have a Ballon d'Or winner in their team. Plus, they had the best goalkeeper.
That's robbery there. Robbery. I'm telling you, that's robbery.
Yeah, even people in the comments are saying, like, no way Man City won. And then we've got Real Madrid won 4 trophies. It's crazy. No, people.
I think
people
even City fans are going to go, we're not the best football team.
Yeah, no. I mean, to me, it sounds old-fashioned, but you almost have to make a Champions League final to qualify there.
Yeah, City fans are laughing at it. They're going, we own Vardrid.
Yeah, for City to win Team of the Season it's odd. Oh, so that's why. Oh, that's why Edison is there. I was wondering why Edison was at the ceremony. Him and Kevin De Bruyne are collecting the award.
To me, it just makes no sense, right? Because they only won one trophy. They won that trophy on the last day of the season. Real Madrid had probably one of the best Champions League runs I've seen because yes, they might not deserve to win all their games, but to have beautiful comebacks like that every Champions League game, nearly PSG, Manchester City, Liverpool, they've faced probably the hardest run I've seen to win the Champions League. So it's robbery.
Yeah, I mean, Real Madrid had to come back versus every top opposition they played. Liverpool definitely better than no, Man City was probably third in my opinion. I think they've totally messed it up. But guys, before we get into the top 4 of the Ballon d'Or, which I would imagine would be the next award, I hope, I pray. I mean, I've had a lot of fun during this live stream, but whether I want to go too much further into it, we don't know. But yeah, guys, put your predictions in the comment section. Let me know who is your top 4 of the Ballon d'Or. Put in order. What is your top 4? I think for me, I'll say it, and then maybe Jersey can say it. I think 4th place, Lewandowski. 3rd place, De Bruyne. 2nd place, Mane. And 1st place, Benzema. That's my top 4. Ladies and gents, let me know what you think down below. Jersey, what do you say?
Yeah, I'm going the same as you. As I said, Mane was 2 results away from winning the quadruple. De Bruyne, very close to getting City to another Champions League final. He helped Man City win the Premier League, and he's been very good for Belgium as well and stuff like that. I think De Bruyne does deserve to be in the top 4, 100%. But I think he is 3rd.
Yeah, I see people saying in the comments to possibly swap Mane and Lewandowski. And look, I have to say this. It's not because I'm from the beautiful continent of Africa or anything, but there's no way Lewandowski should place higher than Sadio Mane on this list. That is one thing I'm sure about in terms of the top 4. I like Lewandowski. He's a good player, but Mane definitely out-seasoned him. We've also got another one. Once again, Kevin De Bruyne, 4th place. Once again, it gets so tight once you get into the top 4 in terms of who goes where. I think you have so many variations, but yeah, I think this one on screen I'll almost agree with. But it's surprising. No one has the same prediction as each other.
That's what I like about it in the chat. Everyone's going different. It's boring to have the same. Everyone's going the same as us.
Exactly. Well, except for the fact that Benzema will win it. I think that's guaranteed at this point.
But it's Madrid extra. It says League and Champions League winners is apparently not enough to be the club of the year. City do not deserve it. That's just outrageous.
But you said Real came 3rd, right? So they didn't even come 2nd place. That's nuts.
Who came 2nd? Second Liverpool.
It must be Liverpool. Look, Liverpool didn't have a bad season, but you can't put the team that came 2nd in the Champions League final ahead of the team that came 1st. Oh, okay. Are they going to announce it? It looks like they're about to announce the Ballon d'Or.
Here we go.
Top 4.
They've top 4. Here we go. So let's see.
It has to be.
Let's see if we're right.
Okay, let's hope for a Lewandowski. Oh, Zinedine Zidane here with his. Oh, Frenchman's going to hand it to a Frenchman.
Yes, the French connection. It is while we're in the World Cup.
That's a lot of stairs to headbutt someone down. I bet you Zidane could do it. I think he could get Benzema to the bottom of the stairs without Benzema touching the stairs at all.
City did not deserve. Do you know why City did not deserve the Club of the Year?
No. Yeah, that's to be expected. Yeah. The facts.
Should have been a quadruple.
Should have been. I mean,
no
you guys
club I think will ever get that close, by the way.
You were so close. You were in the ranking to get all 4. Then you had one slip away, then another.
I think if Liverpool did win against Madrid and Villa won and Liverpool won, I think there is no debate Liverpool are the best football team in England ever, because they would have done the first team in the world in England. I mean, because obviously Real Madrid and Barcelona have done it. They've done the sextuple. Bayern have done a sextuple as well. To do quad.
Yeah, unfortunately, the only one you won is the one people care the least about. Unfortunately.
If I'm correct, I don't think they do the top 4. I think they do like they did before. They give the champion the Ballon d'Or, and then they put out who's 2nd, 3rd, 4th.
Oh, do you think so?
Yeah, because I think that's what they'll do.
Well, let's see.
Because why would I have Zidane coming on now if they were not going to present it now?
So that the people who don't come first, they can just watch the Ballon d'Or. They can just like stare at it. It's like
what,
they can
sorry,
recreate that
seriously.
meme. They can recreate that meme of Messi looking at the World Cup trophy.
Real Madrid knocked out Liverpool, Man City. Real Madrid knocked out Man City.
The two teams, they knocked out the two teams that they came under.
Zizou is here, or we call it France Zizou.
Zizou. Oh, look at the man with glorious hair in that picture. They've got such a beautiful picture of him with hair there.
Back then, when Zidane loved to headbutt people.
Yeah, I mean, hair would have been great protection for that. Some sort of cushioning. You know what? I'm going to say it. It sounds salty. I wish I came from a country that was a better footballing nation. I want to see players that represent my country on the world stage. This annoys me.
Who's the best South African player, really?
At the moment, we're really struggling. I would personally say Williams, who's a South African goalkeeper. They're going to announce the winner.
Here we go. Got We all know if it's someone else, I'm going to destroy my computer.
Criminal. Benzema is the winner of the 2022 Ballon d'Or.
Yes, got him.
Surprise, surprise. Okay, so talking about one legendary player to another, someone says Loch is the best player from South Africa, Loch. So that's not a far out one there. I mean, I personally, the only problem in South Africa, I love, by the way, sorry about this, the Ballon d'Or when it's just been announced that we've been waiting for 2 hours and I've just gone, so the best South African player is. But yeah, the problem with South African football is a lot of our players stay local and we don't really have a lot of players. I mean, we had Percy Tau who went to Brighton, didn't make it, now playing in Egypt. But I think it's so important to be able, especially in an African country with very little development football-wise, it's important to go overseas. See, Liverpool only won Carabao Cup. Yes, but they could have won 4. Considering how many finals
Liverpool won the Carabao Cup and the Champions League. No, Carabao Cup and FA Cup.
Yeah, I mean they had a good season. If people only look at what they won, then I know that's the point, but then it kind of undermines it. But they played well to get to those finals, and City won the Premier League. True, but I mean Real Madrid could have won it if they were in the Premier League, so it's kind of a hard one to justify or compare. Who was 4th place? They haven't announced top 4. They've just announced the winner, so we'll probably see top 4 now. Oh, look at Karim Benzema stroking his beard on stage.
Loves it, loves it, loves it.
Everyone chanting Karim. It's incredible. This man could have represented the Algerian national team. Imagine him playing at African Cup of Nations. Oh, imagine him next to like Ria De Morris.
For the Copper Trophy, Camavinga second. Only being in for that's deserved by Camavinga because he helped Manchester City, Real Madrid win the Champions League. But I think Bellingham should have been over Musiala though.
Oh, without a doubt, Musiala's only showed up this season, unless I'm like horrifically wrong there. But yeah, Haaland next season will win it once again. I think we've spoken about this once or twice on the live stream. He is a brilliant player, but I mean, it's going to be difficult without going to the World Cup. More than deserved. Obviously, talking about Karim Benzema. Yeah, there was only ever going to be one winner. No, it's good to see Karim. I'm glad in a way that, look, it's an era that will never be replicated again. And as much as we fantasize over Mbappe...
Yeah, Mane second, De Bruyne third. We got it bang on.
We got it bang on. See, well, it's not like we just spend majority of our lives analyzing football, is it?
I think if Salah had scored versus Leicester, Liverpool would have at least won a treble.
And that's crazy to think about. You were 1 goal away from a treble. Nuts. Can you imagine though? Imagine like genuinely if Karim Benzema played for like Algeria and he played next to like Ria De Morris for them. That would be nuts. If I don't know if I agree with this. If City win the Champions League and Premier League, Haaland will 100% win the Ballon d'Or. I don't know, because if you think about it, maybe then De Bruyne could, because De Bruyne plays for a top nation that's going to the World Cup, and then he would win those same trophies. He would win the same trophies. So it's hard to say, especially because De Bruyne's not had a bad season, top assists. So I don't know. Even if City win this, and this, he still has De Bruyne to compete against. Bias referee. If City didn't have a bias referee during the City game, Liverpool would have won it. Yeah, once again, all the different opinions about it.
Well deserved second place, by the way.
Who has?
It's well deserved second place.
Oh, it's well deserved. Yeah, no, I tend to agree. I think people will seriously underestimate that. Second in the Ballon d'Or is huge, if you think about it, considering it was such a like Messi, Ronaldo dominated section for years. Remember, Haaland will have like 50 goals. Well, if he continues this current rate, but that's nothing's guaranteed. If you think about it, Haaland, he's good. I think he will get a crap ton of goals. Excuse my French, Karim Benzema, in tribute of you. But at the end of the day, he hasn't scored in his last 2 games, proving that he can go without scoring. Nothing's guaranteed.
So I believe the Ballon d'Or now is January to December now. So
non-stop for from now on. So does that include the Ballon d'Or then? I mean the World Cup.
The World Cup will kick and count for next year. So as you said, if Neymar helps Brazil win and he gets Brazil to win PSG to win the Champions League, he'll win the Ballon d'Or.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so I'm saying this on screen right now. It is 1 minute past 10 on the 17th of October, Monday, 2022. I'm predicting the next Ballon d'Or winner to be Neymar. I'm saying this now. I'm saying it a year in advance. The next Ballon d'Or winner will be Neymar.
Since we're doing this here,
what are you saying?
I'm going. It's so hard because I don't see City win the Champions League because I just don't see him doing it. I'm going to go different than you. I'm going to go Erling Haaland.
I think it's so possible. I mean, as this person in the comment section keeps saying, as Velocity Clip says, he's only gone 2 games without scoring. I was kind of just making a point. I wasn't being too literal about it. I was just proving a point that he can go games without scoring. It's possible, but I think people rate the World Cup so highly. If you think about it, Luka Modric is a brilliant player, and yes, I know he won the Champions League with Real Madrid the year he won the Ballon d'Or. But getting to the final of the Ballon d'Or alone is why he ended up winning it. Like, phenomenal player, whether he deserved to win it that year, in my personal opinion. There were 1 or 2 people ahead of him, but people rank the World Cup so highly. And if Neymar wins the Champions League, I'm saying if he wins the World Cup, which these are all hypothetical, I definitely think Neymar could take it. Although Haaland's not out of the question at all. It's just hard to say he'll win it without even going to the World Cup.
You know, where Haaland's going, let me see. Who do City have next? City aren't playing midweek.
They were going to play Arsenal, but that was postponed.
Because I think it's the PSV game is now taking place this weekend, this on Thursday. So
what
I don't know if
game
City
that
are playing anyone.
What a game that would
I
have
think if the City would have want to get revenge. The City have got a week off. They've got a few days off now. They're playing Brighton next at home, which I see them winning. Haaland will definitely maybe score in that.
No, I think it should be a definite almost.
100%, man, 100%. I just think with Erling Haaland, right? He's just too good. I think if he keeps going the way he's going right now, he didn't have a great game against Liverpool, but you know, you're a human being, okay? It's impossible to be perfect.
No, it is, and people forget that. I think people forget that, but Yeah. Oh, some people are saying that maybe Salah could win the Ballon d'Or next year. That's an interesting shout. Once again,
I
Egypt
think
not
if
going to the World
Salah,
Cup.
I don't, because I think Egypt won't be involved. And second of all, don't see Liverpool winning the Premier League. Don't see Liverpool winning the Champions League. And
Don't
I
see him
think
winning the
Salah's
Golden
gonna
Boot.
he's gonna be play. He won't be going to put in. Salah's gonna play more of like an inside forward. I think he's gonna play more like. I don't know. It's against City. He was playing like more like a forward in the 4-4-2, and he actually was good. I think he's going to be playing more centrally.
Yeah. So what are we saying in terms of the rest of this live stream? Do we watch to see if anything else happens? Do we care if anything else happens?
I don't know. I think that's literally in terms of what's happening.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's been a great live stream. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. It's been almost 2 hours. Thank you very much to Josie for joining me. We must definitely do some more stuff in common. Is there anything you want to shout out, Josie? Anything you want to say?
Just want to say, please check out Ryan LFC TV. We've changed things a little bit now to Ryan LFC. Ryan LFC's main channel is now called Ryan Sports Classic, with Jamaican content, and then we've now got another channel for Liverpool stuff. We're doing all the watch longs on there and then covering the World Cup. So that's my little shout out.
Okay, awesome. How do you spell that? So that would be
Ryan LFC.
Ryan LFC.
Yeah, Ryan LFC TV is the Liverpool channel.
TV. I'm gonna plop that there. If my
I can see it. Yeah, I can see it.
And then I'm going to pop that up there. So, guys, please make sure to check out Ryan LFC. I've worked with him a few times. Obviously, Jersey Boy contributes majorly there, so make sure to check them out. Obviously, if you have enjoyed, it also makes sense to subscribe to this channel. I try to do a lot of football content. So it'd be very, very much appreciated. Once again, lots of World Cup content coming your way, lots of Premier League content, Champions League content, African Cup of Nations. If it's football, I'll end up making it. But guys, thank you so much for being here. Karim, the Dream Benzema, Ballon d'Or winner, 2022. It has been huge. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Finn, FYNN, and Jersey Boy. Cheers.